Are you working or studying at the moment?
I'm working as a marketing analyst at an e-commerce company. I mainly analyze customer trends and help design marketing campaigns.
What do you enjoy most about your work?
I love the combination of creativity and analysis. It's really satisfying to see a campaign I helped plan succeed and reach the right audience.
I see. And is there anything you find challenging?
Tight deadlines can be stressful, especially during seasonal campaigns. But they also teach me how to manage time efficiently and stay organized.
How do you usually spend a typical weekday?
I usually wake up early, have breakfast, then commute to work. After work, I like to cook dinner, read, or practice piano to relax.
Do you prefer having a fixed routine or a flexible one?
I prefer a routine because it helps me stay organized, but I also enjoy being spontaneous on weekends or during holidays.
How often do you use the internet in your daily life?
I use the internet every day, mostly for work, research, and staying in touch with friends. I also enjoy watching tutorials online for cooking, photography, or learning new skills.
What do you usually do in your free time?
I enjoy baking, reading novels, and spending time with friends, whether that's over coffee at a new cafe or on a short trip, as these activities help me relax, stay creative, and connect with others.
Do you prefer spending your free time alone or with other people?
It depends on my mood. Alone time helps me recharge, but spending time with friends is fun and energizing.
Is there a hobby you would like to try in the future?
Yes, I'd really like to learn photography. I've always been fascinated by how a single image can capture a moment, a feeling, or a story. I think it would be rewarding to develop the technical skills like understanding lighting and composition while also expressing my creativity.
You mentioned baking earlier. Do you enjoy cooking in general?
Yes, I enjoy cooking because it's relaxing and creative. I like experimenting with different recipes and ingredients, and it's very satisfying to see friends or family enjoy the dishes I prepare.
And when you cook, what's your favourite type of cuisine to make or eat?
I'm quite fond of Japanese food. I like the balance of flavors and the emphasis on fresh ingredients. Sushi and ramen are my favorites because they're both satisfying and visually appealing.
Now I'm going to give you a topic. You'll have 1 minute to think about it and make some notes. Here's your topic. All right, please start speaking now. You should talk for 1 to 2 minutes about the topic.
About 3 years ago, during the pandemic, I decided to learn how to bake artisan bread because I suddenly had more time at home and wanted a productive, creative hobby. At first, my loaves were dense, undercooked, or just didn't rise properly, which was a little frustrating. But I didn't give up. No, I started watching online tutorials, reading baking blogs, and experimenting with different techniques. Over time, I gradually improved, and the real breakthrough came when I mastered the sourdough method. The first time I pulled a loaf out of the oven with a crisp golden crust and a light, airy crumb, I felt an incredible sense of achievement and pride. Baking taught me a lot about patience and paying attention to detail. Measuring the ingredients precisely, kneading the the dough properly, and waiting for it to rise all required focus and care. It was almost therapeutic, helping me slow down and really concentrate on the process. I also learned that mistakes are just part of the journey. Persistence and willingness to experiment are key. Even now, whenever I bake, I get the same sense of satisfaction, and I really enjoy sharing my bread with friends and family, which makes the whole experience even more rewarding.
Why do people decide to learn new skills?
I think it's a very human thing to do, often driven by a combination of practical needs and intellectual curiosity. On the one hand, many people are compelled to upskill or reskill for their careers. It's a simple matter of staying competitive in the job market. But beyond that, there's a powerful intrinsic motivation, the desire to challenge yourself, to pursue a personal passion, or simply to understand the world from a different perspective is a huge driver. It really speaks to our innate need for growth and self-betterment.
Do you think young people learn new skills more easily than older people?
It's a common assumption, and there's certainly some truth to it. Younger brains are often more adaptable and haven't yet formed the rigid cognitive patterns that can sometimes hinder adult learning. However, and I think that's a bit of a simplistic view. Older learners, by contrast, possess a wealth of life experience and a discipline that can make their learning process far more strategic and efficient. They know how to prioritize, how to persevere, and they often have a clearer sense of purpose, which can be a tremendous advantage. So, while younger people may have a natural edge in some areas, I'd argue it's a much more balanced playing field than we give it credit for.
How has technology changed the way people learn skills?
The transformation has been nothing short of revolutionary. We've moved from a model where knowledge was gatekept by institutions to one where it's democratized and instantly accessible. You can now learn anything from coding to a foreign language from the comfort of your own home, thanks to platforms like Coursera and YouTube tutorials. The key shift, I believe, isn't just in access, but in the sheer variety and interactive nature of the resources available. Of course, the downside is the overwhelming amount of information, and the challenge now lies in discerning what's truly valuable and credible from all the noise.
Let's talk about role models. Do you think it's important for young people to have role models?
Absolutely, I would say it's vital. Role models serve as a kind of compass for young people, providing a tangible example of what's achievable and the values worth pursuing. They offer a blueprint for success and integrity, helping to shape a young person's aspirations and sense of self. Without these figures to look up to, it's easy for young people to feel adrift, lacking the inspiration and guidance needed to chart their own course in life.
Can famous people be good role models?
They certainly can, but it's a very mixed bag. Fame and positive role modeling aren't automatically linked. A famous person who uses their platform for good, whether through philanthropy, ethical leadership, or simply by demonstrating resilience and hard work, can be a powerful force for inspiration. However, their actions are also magnified. A celebrity who acts recklessly or irresponsibly can have a detrimental effect on impressionable young fans. It really boils down to the individual's character and how they choose to wield their influence.
Do you think people can be role models without realizing it?
Yes, I believe that's often the most profound kind of role model. It's not about someone intentionally setting out to be an icon, but rather about their everyday actions and character, the quiet integrity of a parent, the consistent kindness of a teacher, or the work ethic of a colleague can have a far-reaching impact on those around them simply by setting a genuine, unforced example. This kind of influence, I think, is often more authentic and powerful than any staged public campaign or social media presence.